The morning starts in Boston as the players and staff pack up for the flight to Philadelphia.
I'm picking up a new 10-day guy. So Adam is making up the jerseys for Mr. Benneman, bringing in from the Idaho State. And get the numbers and letters and everything together, and we'll take it to Philadelphia with us. And we've already been in touch with the equipment manager there, and he'll get the jerseys made up for us in time for the game.
And good evening. We began with a terrifying close call here in New York today when a Delta Airlines jet landing in the middle of a snowstorm careened off the runway and came within feet of sliding into the icy waters of Flushing Bay.
The problem Friday, I guess there was a plane that slid off the runway at LaGuardia in New York, and so they're diverting some planes over to Philadelphia, and that inadvertently will back us up quite a bit. So, oh well, play the hand that's dealt you.
1:30 or later. 1:30 or later, I guess.
As the players get ready to go, autograph seekers brave a windy New England day. Dante Exum and the Jazz board their flight to Philadelphia. But those East Coast delays were more than just a rumor. The plane sits on the tarmac for nearly 3 hours. This gives Coach Snyder a little time to meet with the broadcasters and talk about the direction he wants for the team. Also a chance for Quinn to discuss timing for the pre- and post-game interviews with media relations and Jazz broadcasting. Finally, the team takes off for its next destination.
2.5 hours, and so we're up and running to Philadelphia. Here we come. I like old movies, and I love MASH.
The team lands, and takes a bus ride past the Wells Fargo Center and downtown to their hotel for the night. After the break, the Jazz in Philly to take on the 76ers.
3, 2, 1. Track A. Roll it, fade it up.
We check in on the broadcast team.
They're starting to take it over now, the defense, and now they're getting easy buckets.
And a late night flight to New York City. Friday in Philadelphia. Coach Snyder has canceled the shoot-around after the long travel day, so the Jazz meet for brunch, followed by a film session. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the hotel, the TV crew sits down for its production meeting.
So we're younger than them, which Matt I think is a huge point. We're in so much better shape than them. That's another idea.
You know what, if you're talking about Rudy, let's go to the other big guy.
We could compare those guys straight up if we want to talk about the matchup.
Can't teach 7 feet.
Key matchup.
At 12:30, the meeting is over, and the production crew takes a ride over to the arena. Joining the Jazz at breakfast, the newest member of the team, Jarrell Benneman, a D-leaguer who signed a 10-day contract with the club.
I'm fairly versatile, so that's what helps me a lot.
And for all the Jazz travel issues the day before, the team had it much better than Benneman.
Rather arduous travel day. He had to go from Boise to Salt Lake City, sign his contract. Then he was on a Delta flight yesterday morning. The Delta flight out of Salt Lake to Atlanta got canceled. He had to be rebooked on another flight.
They put me on another flight, which is delayed 2 hours. They canceled that.
So they finally had to put him on a different airline. And by the time he got on that flight and got to Philadelphia, it was 10:30 at night.
And then when I got here, couldn't find my bags, so I had to run around the airport and try to locate them.
So he had to spend a good hour and a half at the airport trying to reclaim his, find his luggage. When he got here, I told him, welcome to the NBA. You'll always remember your first day in the league.
Executive Director of Basketball Operations Richard Smith works with Benneman to try and track down all his luggage. Parked behind the Wells Fargo Center is the TV truck. At 3:30, the production team is busy at work, building the graphics.
See what we're loading up for where you watching.
The replay operators search for clips of Philadelphia to play behind the sponsored billboard graphics.
Oh, making steaks. I found that one for you.
Oh, there's cheesesteaks.
Yeah.
The audio guy takes care of everything you hear. The technical director punches up everything you see, and executive director Travis Henderson is in charge of putting it all together.
Root Sports is brought to you by Zions Bank. We haven't forgotten who keeps us in business.
Associate producer Joe Kruger reviews the show with the replay team.
Take that post-game open.
All right.
Put that at 119 Charlie.
Meanwhile, inside the arena, the first bus has arrived. And Jarrell Benjamin is getting dressed for his first game as an NBA player. He even gets his own workout time, as other players get dressed and ready and check out some film. Craig Bolerjack starts his pregame interview with Coach Snyder.
All right, thanks a lot, Limo, with Coach Q.
Which the crew out in the truck is sending back to Salt Lake for the pregame show.
Get the dandruff one. Unbelievable. High maintenance.
Bowler and Matt Harpering review their notes for the broadcast.
Don't cheat off my notes. Bowler does that all the time.
And also the cookie situation.
Want a cookie? Don't give me a cookie. That's mine, man.
Philadelphia is just one of 2 arenas in the NBA where the announcers call the game from high above the floor.
We'll be doing this game from the monitor.
A lot of it. This side isn't bad, but going this side to the right side.
I mean, your vision and your age, I mean, that's cloudy over there.
Let's see. Hold on.
So if Bowler makes mistakes tonight, just live with it.
I can see it right here. Yeah, I'm tuned. I'm dialed in.
The radio team also sets up their broadcast position on the same platform.
Hold the noise down there, please.
You behind us? I'm going to do my usual standing.
Out in the TV truck, they preview the graphics discussed in the production meeting and rehearse the show open with Craig and Matt.
You know what, though? I think it's good. I think it melts right into it.
Craig and Matt make their way to the floor for their live open segment, where Matt Harpering pulls out his rusty Bowler impersonation.
A big welcome to Wells Fargo Center. A big welcome to Wells Fargo. Big welcome.
The players, including the newest one, get ready to take the floor for game time.
All right, Jazz on 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Ladies and gentlemen, now taking the court, the Utah Jazz.
With both teams now behind them on the floor, Craig and Matt record their open segment.
Big welcome to Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. The Jazz week-long road trip rolls on against the 76ers.
With the game about to start, it's time for the talent to take the walk up the stairs to the broadcast position.
So we're about ready to go.
Dissolve one.
Top 3.
Keep on one.
4-game road trip.
Do it still.
Brought to you by Aetna. Health plans for every need and budget. It's Aetna.
Well, watch out for the key matchup tonight. We highlighted in the open, Gobert versus Noel.
Hayward flick of the wrist. Boy, on target. Bangs it down.
Side Hayward has got 10 in the quarter. Probing, fading on the baseline, scoring. Take that and wind it back.
As action picks up on the court, things are also busy in the TV truck.
Bumped and fouled out front by Sampson.
That's
the first.
The monitor wall provides plenty of things to look at for the producer and the director.
Stay with them on both sides.
And plenty of buttons to push.
The battle is won by Rudy.
And audio faders to slide. Action has also picked up for graphics guy Scott Rogers.
The game, they're brought to you by Republic Services.
And the cameramen out in the arena, as well as the replay team recording their work.
This curves his second. An official take a timeout.
3, 2, 1.
Lob to the rim by Exum. Gobert catches with a left hand and throws it through.
Nice dish underneath. and the follow is good by Noel.
As the game plays on, basketball operations intern Tyler Jorns waits near the Jazz bench. At some point, Coach Snyder will note which plays he wants to review at halftime. Coach Wells passes the note to Jorns, who then takes it to the locker room, where video analyst Lamar Skeeter is waiting.
Going to have to hurry. He'll turn, shoot, fire, and short. And the Jazz go to the locker room, down 1.
This should help us right now. Give me something good, okay? Give our team something good in that situation. Those are the plays right now that they've missed, all right? We can't give them as many open looks as we did from 3. But the biggest thing, 2 things. 1, transition defense, okay, more energy and communication. And 2, closeouts, no middle. Keep these guys out of the paint. Okay, those are the 2 biggest things from an effort standpoint. I don't know how many minutes, 16 minutes of just kind of going through it, and then we found something and turned it up. And the way we know it is because we started talking. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Jazz on 3, 1, 2, 3. Jazz.
Just before the start of the second half, Jonathan Reinhart corrals assistant coach Brad Jones for his TV and radio interviews.
Here comes Book. Trevor lays it up and in with the left hand.
They're starting to take it over now, the defense, and now they're getting easy buckets.
Millsap just stripped it from Covington. Pure larceny. Goes the other way, draws the foul, banks it up the window and scores.
Ready, 1.
Early trigger.
Let's go back to Rudy, the finger roll. Back to Red.
Watch this pick and roll. You're going to see from the top of the key, and then Rudy's going to get the ball. Watch this finger roll, Bolo. The finger roll from the 7-foot-1 off the glass.
A scary moment in the third quarter when the baseline cameraman Charlie gets run over.
Big Charlie, you all right? Looks like he's good to go. I'll get a thumbs up. Yeah, he's okay.
Waves another rebound. Trey Burke on the run. He's got Hayward on the wing. Runs it up and lays it in.
You can just see momentum going all for the Utah Jazz right now.
Waits for a pick from Booker. Step back 20-footer. Got it. G-time with a little filth.
89-83. Jazz win for the 12th time on the road.
The Jazz are excited about another road win.
Yeah, Bud. Yeah, Brad.
But Coach Snyder is upset that Utah allowed 3 3-pointers in the final minute.
When it's tight like that, that's going to sting. Okay, we cannot, like, whatever it was where we just kind of went like this, like, we got to fight that. Listen, it's hard to get wins in the NBA. This was a tough game. We're on a flight yesterday for 6 hours. We lost one at the buzzer. Okay, there's a lot of stuff, but we didn't have an edge at the beginning of the game, and we found that as the game went on. And we played through some adversity. All right, good work. Let's go.
Gordon Hayward had 25 points, and he was the first player to speak to the media after the game.
Yeah, it was a tough game for us.
As the broadcast team leaves,
see you in Brooklyn.
David Locke and Ron Boone record their podcast.
Jazz surpassed their win total, or equal their win total of a year ago with their 25th win.
And the TV crew loads up all the gear. Meanwhile, more interviews in the Jazz locker room to send to the postgame show.
2, 1, okay.
Derek double-double coming up. Boy, kind of a tough way to get about it. This was, maybe in your words, how do you explain this game?
It was a tough game for us, you know.
The team and staff leave the arena and again load up for a ride to the airport and their next flight. It's only listed as an 18-minute flight from Philadelphia to Newark, but there's enough time to get a little work done.
Sunday afternoon's game against Deep Willow that kind of do this like a little teaser, a recap of what was, and then a preview of what will be. Kind of fun. It's a good challenge. I'm no Hemingway, mind you, but I like to write. It's fun.
The players relax, though some of them find a different kind of competition.
So you need to go up to Joe Bills and ask him what happened in FIFA just then. You know, I gave him that butt whooping 6-1 and he closed the laptop and quit the game. It was only 60th minute, so just go and ask him about it.
I don't play video games like any little kid. I'm not a teenager. I think about the game before, too.
Goodbye. See you later.
Thank you.
After a short flight to New Jersey, the players get on the bus to Manhattan, sign some autographs, and then it's off to bed for most of the traveling party. Not for Tyler Jorns. The intern had to wait for last-minute changes to the scouting report. Then at 2:45 a.m., he heads to the business center to print paper copies for the staff.
This happens, he goes. You want to be in here.
Coming up next, the Jazz go through a practice in New York City.
Just about taking steps each day and putting the puzzle together.
As they prepare for the last game of the trip in Brooklyn. Saturday begins with a practice for this Jazz team. They board a bus from their hotel in Lower Manhattan to Jordan Brand's Terminal 23, a midtown gym bearing Michael's number made from an old ballroom Frank Sinatra used to play. As the players get dressed and ready, other things must be attended to, like air for basketballs.
Sometimes all the traveling kind of loses the air pressure in the basketball, so sometimes you just want to double check it.
Quinn Snyder leads a walkthrough of offensive and defensive sets the Jazz will use the next day in Brooklyn.
This happens, he goes. You want to be in here. He has to get an initial push. You know how I feel about inside hand. Ball here, bump, like this works.
Next, Mark McCowan takes the players through their stretches.
All right, get your knee up one more time. Now get a little higher, a little higher.
Coach Quinn keeps the practice short and then leaves the team with a message. Afterwards, the media has some questions for Quinn about his young team.
I think Rudy's progress. Rudy had a chance to be a very, very good player. I've believed in Rudy from the very beginning of the year.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé quand tu es revenu de New York? Il y a le trait.
And some for Rudy in his native language.
Que te dit le club?
Le club, le GM m'a dit voilà, t'as vu en rigolant, il m'a dit c'est un peu rigolant, t'as vu qu'on compte sur toi et best players.
Players answer inquiries from worldwide media and also some from back in Utah.
When did you realize that could be part of your identity?
Seeing when I bothered some of the best players, some of the best point guards, and I just bothered them a little bit on the ball, and it was hard for them to get a shot. I was blocking their shot. It made me realize.
The Jazz head back to the hotel for one final night away from home, for this trip at least. Stay with us, because after the break, the Jazz play their final game of the trip against the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, Dante, the length.
And then catch a plane back home to Salt Lake.
The Brooklyn Bridge, and what a sight it is. So is the Barclays Center. A big welcome to Brooklyn. The Jazz close out their 4-game road trip this afternoon against the 25-win Nets.
Hayward puts his shoulder down on a step-back jumper. Oh, he's hot. Feed the beast.
Oh, Dante, the length.
Swatted it away from Darren Williams. Timed it perfectly. Wrap around. Inside. Two-hand flush by Faves. 9 points and a half. So we're at the half here in Brooklyn. It's a close one. 43-42 Nets. Over the top to Dante. Wide open 3 ball. Bang. Dante having himself a night in Brooklyn. Rudy inside, fades, a little surprised. Oh, the tide's turning, the emotion in the building.
Well, that's a big-time pass by Jarrett Jack. A little look away.
Nets on a 10-2 run here. Just over 5 minutes left. Jazz need Hayward, and he delivers from downtown.
It's a great look.
Really a marvelous win tonight for Utah. Down 3 after 1, down 1 at the half, and then really took over the second half of play. And Hayward puts an exclamation point on it. And that's it. Jazz have their way tonight in Brooklyn. 95-88, a 7-point victory on the road here at Barclays Center.
The players are pumped after another big road win. 3-1 is a good road trip, but now they have one thing on their mind.
Oh!
Just one more flight left, the longest of the trip from Newark back to Utah. Yet another win keeps the players happy on the plane.
You wake up with a little Red Bull after a long night. You get tired, especially
Well, we got some FIFA.
Oh, yeah? Who's going to win?
I got to get back on the throne. I love the throne.
Still really just shut up. Always talking.
The flight lands in Salt Lake City at 2:15 a.m. and the players are ready to be home.
Finish with the camera. Me and you are finished. Started out, finito.
Long road trip, I'm tired, man. But since we had a good one, I feel good about it. Overall, I'm tired.
And we finish our trip right where it began, at the Zions Bank Basketball Center.
It was a good road trip, 4 games. Had a few blips along the way. Win. Let's go home.